A very good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for the UBC Lunchtime News. My name is Wadulo Arnold, and without further ado, let's give you the news in detail. Human resource managers want Parliament to expedite the process to enact the Human Resource Managers Professionals Bill that is aimed at guiding human resource managers on how to handle roles of employees at work. This was expressed by the human resource managers during installation of a new governing council of human resource managers at a function that took place here in Kampala. We have more details on this story.
For any company to function or operate professionally, there needs to be a good human resource manager. However, it's alleged that there are few human resource managers who can ably conduct their roles without injuring or harming employees. As a result, the above challenge has led to an increase in cases at the industrial court. Last year, Workers' Member of Parliament, Margaret Shaija, presented to Parliament the Human Resource Managers Professional Bill 2023, aimed at focusing on establishing regulations for professionals engaging in human resource management. However, the bill still awaits the second reading in Parliament, to which those in the human resource professional side delay.
The Human Resource Managers Professionals Bill seeks to make sure that we standardize the conduct and the practice of professionals who are in the field of human resources. We know that currently so many people can come in and do the work for human resource managers, hence the kind of problems we have today.
Bossa adds that with the enactment of the bill, issues concerning workers will be addressed.
Traditionally, the person who is responsible for human resources at the workplace should be the person who should be the first go-to person when there are challenges and problems at the workplace. But when the people who are doing that are not professional, then you have a problem.
Ronald Bossa communicated this at the swearing-in ceremony of the Governing Council for Human Resource Managers Association in Uganda. The ceremony was graced by the State Minister for Labour, Esther Anyakuni, who asked the new council to aim at ensuring a good working environment for workers.
The people we manage, the people we motivate intrinsically and extrinsically. It's we, the human resource manager. And being a human resource manager, you must have empathy as a strength. There's no way you can be a human resource manager because every person, even whom you don't expect, will come and be annoyed and annoy you.
In attendance at the function was the Workers' Member of Parliament, Margaret Shaija.
But these ones also felt that that professionalism that is wanting, that has left us right now. We have pending cases in industrial court of over 1,500. Because with those numbers at the backlog, you might find that some of the people will die without ever benefiting from the industrial court. But when the justice is not done, then there is a lot that we lose.
Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
Now, the 12th of April is always commemorated internationally as the DEAR Day. Now, DEAR stands for Drop Everything and Read. And this is an initiative aimed at promoting the reading culture in schools. Now, most schools usually take it on, though the day hasn't yet been internationally or widely accepted. So let's take a look at these details for more news.
By 11 a.m. Friday, pupils of Davina Junior School rushed to their preferred spaces to participate in the Drop Everything and Read Their Day activities. Each armed with a reading material, there was a mix of silence and murmurs as the students took time to read, joining the rest of the world for the International DEAR Day.
Jack was coming back from the market.
While others preferred Bible reading and reading aloud, Priscilla opted to silently read her Bible and later recited.
The second parable I got to learn about was parable of the Good Samaritan. I also learned this in Luke chapter 10 verse 25 to 37. There are also ways me, you and all of us, ways we can be helpful as the Good Samaritan did to the wounded man who was traveling to Jerusalem.
I love reading because it has improved on my grammar
It has made me to learn new words, the words that I never used to understand.
The day was included on the school calendar together with other strategies for better learning outcomes.
Looking at learners participating on a day like this really goes a long way as a plus for us as school administrators, because that is the culture we are trying to inculcate in the learners to develop their ability to analyze and understand questions.
In the PLE results, reading and writing was highlighted as one of the challenges affecting pupils' performance during examination.
We have picked on Jollyphonics as one of the components of reading and writing, which is making our children to read and write well.
The Ministry of Education and Sports designated 15th March of every year as the National Deer Day celebration for all primary schools in Uganda. On this day at exactly 11 a.m., everyone drops everything to read. But Lirasit Education Officer says the day is unpopular.
At least read some books, maybe you ask the class to read on their own, or you support them and help them to read. For us, this is a new initiative and we have taken it up. We are also supporting and requesting our teachers to do the same.
Abura urges teachers to embrace this initiative to improve learning.
And for us as educationists, to achieve the quality of education, you have to emphasize so much on literacy. But generally, the reading culture is poor, very poor with our learners. Some don't even read and just wait for examinations to go and just gamble there.
Established in 2006, Dear Day is an acronym for Drop Everything and Read. It is a day everyone dedicates a significant period to reading. This is intended to promote reading culture and love for learning among learners. Edi Olwa, UBC News.
The change starts with you. Be the change.
Now, the Kampala Capital City Authority is seeking partnerships to improve the water and sanitation infrastructure within the city to guarantee quality and healthy living in her populace. Now, according to KCCA Executive Director Dorothy Chisaka, currently the ratio of existing sanitation facilities that operate in Kampala stands at 40 people to 1 toilet. Now, she was speaking at the handover ceremony of 9 water and sanitation facilities from NWSC, that is National Water and Sewerage Corporation, to KCCA.
The National Water and Sewerage Corporation handed over a total of 9 sanitation facilities to KCCA with the aim of boosting sanitation status of the city dwellers. Managing Director, National Water and Sewerage Corporation, Dr. Seva Mugisha, says this arrangement is part of the 29 million euros project that aims at improving the water and sanitation status in the different KCCA-run schools, markets, and other public places.
The project cost our ED is 29 million euros, and out of this, about 12 million euros has been provided by KFW in form of a grant, and about 17 million by AFD in form of a loan. So ED, we are now handing over partially, and we shall continue to hand over as we proceed, so that we can eventually have a grand handover to you.
Mbuya Church of Uganda Primary School is one of the beneficiaries of the project. According to the school management, the situation has been very bad with an 80 to 1 student to toilet ratio.
We are very proud that we have got this project, and it's going to help us a long way to alleviate the challenge we have been facing, because the ratio of kids per toilet per stanza has been so high. It was like 80 to 1 stanza. But now the ratio is going down to around 30-40 compared when we look at other toilets that we have in the school. So the ratio is going to go down and accessibility is going to be very fine.
This issue was re-echoed by KCCA's Executive Director, Dorothy Chisaka, who noted that inasmuch as the ratio is slightly lower in public places like markets, the target is to lower it further.
We need more. In the past, over the last few years, we have improved significantly from having one stand for 100 people to now where we stand, one stand of the toilet serves at least 40 people. We would like to reduce that even much further so that our children are well looked after.
At Chiswa Market, vendors welcome the development with a pinch of salt.
Aweno tetumanyi oba bagenda kutusasuza. Tubadde tusimye tumaze ebbanga mwaka mulamba n'ekintu nga tetulina toyi. Ka just tugenda oba mu community oba olina neighborhood gwokolagana naye n'ogenda neweeyambisa eyo n'okomawo.
Yo nga toyegenda tutuyamba singa tubanga tugikwatidde wamu ng'abasuubuzi b'Ekiswa.
Responding to this crisis, National Water and Sewerage Corporation MD justified the need for a minimal payment to cater for maintenance of these facilities.
We have advised the KCCA that they can charge a nominal fee, and this nominal fee should be in such a way that it is affordable to people, but just to help them to maintain the facilities.
Witnessing the handover with Nakawa Division local leaders, led by the area member of parliament, Arnold Balimwezo.
We have a diseased community, and a diseased community is unproductive. Therefore, by us improving sanitation, we shall have prevented a number of diseases.
National Water and Sewerage Corporation is currently implementing the Kampala Water, Lake Victoria Water and Sanitation project that includes the construction of water and sanitation infrastructure in the informal settlements of Kampala, in particular 23 schools and 7 markets, among other public places. Justin Nakami, Dokas Kimono, UBC News.
And in more news, stakeholders have called for continued advocacy on equal rights of land management by women, especially those engaged in the agribusiness sector. According to the Vice Chairperson of the National Women Council, Honorable Linda Auma, whereas women from the biggest percentage, the agri-system, women's rights on land utilization is still minimal. More details in this report.
A lot of issues. Cultural and traditional stereotypes that tend to undermine us.
A big percentage of women in Uganda are involved in agribusiness, mainly subsistence agriculture. Through agribusiness, women contribute highly to the agri-export, hunger management, and nutrition in the country. But even with their immense participation and contribution to the economy, women still face challenges of land ownership and management.
We tend to be treated like laborers. And when you try to raise up your head as a woman, they take you as an indisciplined woman.
So majority of women who are in fish processing are denied land from which they can process their fish. So it's not only important in agriculture, but also in fisheries.
This is also characterized by high gender inequality and customary laws that still prohibit ownership of land by women, making men predominant.
Tradition is so stuck, even if we have land rights already in place, even among us women.
Agnes Chirabo is the chairperson, Alliance for Food Rights. Such rigidity in tradition has continuously barred women from involving in productive agribusiness.
When you come out and say, okay, we are abolishing all the mukene fishing methods, we are only recommending chota, but have you considered how many women are depending on mukene?
During the 2024 annual gathering of women in agri-food systems, issues like customary challenges and inequality, among others, were said to have continuously paved way for acts of gender-based violence and child neglect. According to the Vice Chairperson, National Women's Council, there are a number of hindrances that need to be addressed if women can fully participate in agricultural production.
People are separating day in, day out, despite our campaign for a better space for women.
This year's gathering of women in agri-food business was held under the theme women and girls leading against hunger and malnutrition. Susan Nawonga reporting for UBC TV.
Corporation, in collaboration with the Presidential CEO Forum, hosted members from the Presidential CEO Forum's e-mobility technical working group for an information visit to Chira Motors bus production operations at Luero Industries Limited in Nakasongola. I had a chance to interact with some of the stakeholders. Visit is a strategic step towards achieving President of Uganda's directives on e-mobility and building a sustainable and scalable electric vehicle ecosystem. This partnership aims to facilitate collaboration and coordination among stakeholders to advance the development and adoption of electric vehicles and infrastructure.
There's reality. We are manufacturing these cars, the buses that we've seen on the road, the Kayola, and even the big ones that we are proud of as Ugandan. And this is a vision that really was spearheaded by the head of state. And for that, we really want to thank him for his visionary leadership, but also emphasizing in ensuring that there is budget allocation to this facility.
Government, through the Chira Motors Corporation, is proud to take the lead in holistically supporting all value chains of the nascent subsector.
Also, the models we are working on right now, we are working on 6 models of buses, and I think you'll see a couple of them here being worked on, and all of these are new products. So we are also in that product development phase where we continue even as you produce your refiner. Acquiring a platform is not enough.
Irene Birungi Mujisha, Presidential CEO Forum's CEO, says that the sector will see some tax exemptions to help boost initial takeoff.
The government has been in position to amend the Income Tax Act, and where we've seen that there will be exemption on e-mobility, the electronic manufacturers of electronic cars, mentioning the batteries and also charging points. So that is something that is going to attract and rejuvenate this industry to grow further.
This working group consists of both public and private sector players already championing solutions in the transport sector of Uganda, including but not limited to Simba Motorbikes, Gogo Electric, Kasaiba, and RideLink, among others.
There are different areas that require even collaboration with government, where the areas we have been active in is industrialization. So we are in talks with Yuri about, different things we can do here.
Chira Motors Corporation is currently producing both diesel and electric buses on a commercial level for both public and private corporations, heavily utilizing local raw materials and outsourcing native human resource as much as possible.
For example, we're told the bus has 70,000 parts. Each part you're looking at over 100 people plus making them. In us as RideLink, we already have a team of almost 25 people across different disciplines. Now all these are just being promoted. So you're looking at jobs promotion, you're looking at technology exchange, you're looking at foreign currency coming in because people are going to start buying more of our services.
All members of the e-mobility working group through the Presidential CEO Forum are expected to join in on establishing robust policy recommendations, networking and partnerships in order to foster a solid foundation on which the sector should take off. Wadulo, Arnold for UBC News in Nakasongola. And in more news, Bishop Henry Katumba Tamale, the Bishop of West Buganda Diocese, has visited the Kaikorongo Seed School in Malongo Sub-County, where he advised and taught students about human character. He emphasized that the formation of church-founded schools aims to enhance students' knowledge and teach them the Word of God. Additionally, Nakilia Daria, the head teacher of the school, appealed to government to provide additional teachers as they are currently relying on private teachers to assist their students.
Already to be surprised nga doctor agenda omukolako nga wa Uganda ne kubanga wano tubaseera oba ebikozesebwa tebiriiwo tulina brain drain abantu baffe abasomye obulungi ne bakola ki ne bagenda awalala naye not notwithstanding ate oluusi abasomye bakozesa bubi amagezi Katonda g'abawadde ne banyagulula eggwanga lino n'olwensonga eyo omuntu asobola okukozesa ekkalaamu n'anyaga obutitimbe bwa ssente nga tamenya luggi nga talina gwakubye ejjinja. So ekkanisa mu kuwa amagezi gano eyagala ekuteekemu n'ekigambo kya Katonda to season your education with God's word. Abantu abo abanyaze ssente za Uganda n'ebintu ebirala simanyi masomero ge baasomeramu. Bwe babanga baasomera amasomero agali ku musingi gw'ekkanisa ndowooza bwe babanga bagenda okuyigiza ekigambo kya Katonda nga bafuluma ebweru obanga boosa. Mama Headmistress, I was impressed to find a sizable number of the students of this school waiting for me at the church. Yeah? So bino ebintu tetuteekwa kubikola ki kubyawula.
Is that they increase the number of teachers because the numbers are shooting high, and the teachers we are struggling with private teachers, and these teachers who on private basis have really given their everything as far as performance is concerned. So it's my humble request that whoever listens to this message, please think about the teachers at Kaikolongo. We've really done so well. They've really performed, but they need also to be enrolled and continue serving their community. I, as the head teacher of this school, I'm really very blessed to the government of Uganda for elevating women.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
Nyati Motion Pictures brings you Tuko Pamoja Luo segment. Learn about the famous legend of Jipiri and Labongo and how the Alur, Acholi, Jonam and Japadola, Jaluo emerged.
The Luo are basically Nilotic.
We are believed to have come from Baragazelle in the Sudan.
When this colonialism came,
Rorawit saved the life of men actually.
Fought fiercely. Awich was imprisoned here on that hill, Kololo.
Awich remained the greatest hero in Acholi.
Premiering on Saturday, the 20th of April 2024, 3 to 8 p.m. at Ndere Center. To get a ticket, call 0778 787 660. Tuko Pamoja?
Yes, welcome back. You're still watching the UBC Lunchtime News, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. Now, in the world of business, Stanbic Uganda has flagged off 2 innovative programs aimed at supporting businesses to access finance, foster economic growth within Uganda's dynamic SME sector. Dubbed the Stanbic Accelerator Program and the Supplier Development Program, the Stanbic Accelerator Program is tailored to support SMEs in their journey towards growth and investment readiness, touching taxation, administration, among others. The Supplier Development Program, in alignment with Uganda's burgeoning energy sector, will demystify opportunities, empower SMEs to participate in opportunities in Uganda's energy sector.
I think the program is officially launched, so I cannot say anything more, but just to ask,
how are we thinking about the future of our businesses? Are we just prepared?
Now, what Humphrey was talking about earlier is something that is very common in the oil and gas sector, where you see a business that gets a great opportunity coming its way, failing to activate or to manage the activity because, number one, they're not well prepared, they don't have the right manpower, but on top of that, they are struggling to manage the operations because of, the capital flow, operating capital. So that's one of the biggest challenges. But also, you can understand also from the business's point of view, oil and gas is a new thing, capital intensive. Many people get excited, but once they get into it, they start realizing, it's actually bigger a problem than they had actually thought. So that's a lot of what's happening.
Today I am here at the incubator to be empowered in the skills, operation-wise, and also to lobby for capital support, capital financing, because the nature of business that we are dealing in requires a lot of capital muscle, and sometimes it is a limitation. So that is why I'm here.
Project that has been enhancing their source of food prioritization and self-reliance. Now they call upon government of Uganda and donors to come up with other projects that will help them promote agriculture and other livelihood activities in order to earn a living.
Farming is one of the core livelihood activities that the refugees and their host communities have been relying on. Betty Ropan, a refugee at Village 3 in Bidibidi settlement, is one of the refugees that was enrolled on Category 3 of the food prioritization in 2023.
Truth be told, at first it was really very hard. Getting food was hard.
She transitioned into Category 3 where a refugee does not get any food assistance.
But now since I had a small business of mine, from there I started catching up slowly, and then I got a garden for my personal use. That's how I'm getting food for my family.
Humanitarian interventions through partners like Norwegian Refugee Council have been supporting her and fellow refugees to derive livelihood through communal farming.
We had numerous reports of refugees having challenges accessing livelihood and accessing a number of very vital life-saving services that they need. With the support of the German Federal Foreign Office, we came up with a program that will integrate both components of what we call information counseling and legal aid, and also components of livelihood. We have been able to draft land agreements that has enabled some of these refugees to access more land.
However, this German Federal Foreign Office funded project, which has been supporting refugees and landlords to have binding agreements on the land use, will be coming to an end by this year.
From what they have learned from this project, they will be able to pass it on to other refugees, and it's a call to the development actors, the donors.
Upon this background, refugees have called upon the government of Uganda and donors to come up with other projects that will help them in promoting agriculture and other livelihood activities for self-sustenance.
A request, if they can, let them renew the project so that we continue benefiting.
We need the donors to renew new projects so we go ahead with the digging.
We know the donor community is so much fatigued, but we still pray that this area of land acquisition, input procurement, is very critical. But as a local government, we have other programs that can benefit both refugees and the host, especially PDM.
Nonetheless, landlords in Yumbe and other refugee host communities in the areas of West Nile have played a vital role in solving nutritional challenges faced by refugees by donating land for farming and improving food security. West Nile sub-region hosts over 800,000 refugees, mainly from South Sudan and some from Democratic Republic of Congo. Joseph Onama, UBC News.
And that brings us to the end of our lunchtime news this afternoon. Thank you for being a lovely audience. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold. Do catch me on the news tonight later on at 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. See you and have a lovely afternoon.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
After the
massive launch of the Museveni Awoma hit song in Kololo, Mukono, Nabweru Wakiso District and Masuli War Zone. Munamasa Kansereko Emma takes Museveni Awoma to Mityana on Friday, the 26th of April 2024 at Mityana Saza Ground.